What is going on, everybody? I'm Spencer Tillis.
I'm Angela Santoro.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a bit in today's episode. Kent County was looking for a big bounce-back win this week when they took their show over to Snow Hill. And wait till you see what the Trojans had in store in the first quarter in that one.
And over at Queen Anne, CY head coach Donnie Grafe was presented a game ball before the game, but could his Lions get the win over Y High? Highlights in just a bit.
And with a combined record of 20-1, Cape Henlopen and Polytech's field hockey teams got together, and this was an instant classic. You don't want to miss it. Highlights on the way.
Well, it is hard to believe, but man, we are already through week 8 of high school football. The season is flying by, so we got to get right into this thing. Playoffs, they're coming up, and there's a big game that was actually going on in the Henlopen action actually last night. Smyrna, they have looked to be the best team that we have around here, and they were adding another win to that resume when they took on Sussex Central. And first half, and the Eagles, they're going to start this thing off the right way, handing the ball off to their sophomore, Will Knight. He takes it in from 3 yards out and will find Paydort for the score. That gave his team a 3-touchdown lead, but the Golden Knights would come right back. Keontae Sturgis, he was a huge free agent pickup for that team. Takes it in off the right side. Smyrna would come right back, though. Nolan Henderson fakes the handoff to Knight. That'll normally get a lot of guys to bite. Calls his own number, takes it in, and then the Eagles would go ahead and put this thing away. Who else? Knight one more time from 11 yards out. Smyrna, they win big yet again. You can copy and paste that every week. Just about 58-21 the final there. And it's starting to get more and more apparent just how good the Smyrna team is. At the beginning of the year, I wasn't really talking about too much. I had a lot of attention on Sussex, some of the other squads. They are really starting to come together. This Knight kid, though, I mean, he is the truth. 23 touchdowns already, over 1,000 yards, just 7 games in. The kid is a sophomore. And it's funny because it's overshadowing how good Henderson is for this squad as well. And he is only a junior, so they're going to bring him back. They're going to have a legit chance to at least compete for a state title. They're going to get into the tournament. We're going to see what happens then. Obviously, a lot of teams that are good up north, but they are going to get there and make some noise.
Well, we don't have another Will Knight to talk about, but last night Laurel looked to take down Milford while the Buccaneers showed up to make a statement. Now, the Bulldogs were looking good early on. Trayvon Dixon carries the rock in for a 2-yard score. That's his name right here. Also, that would give his team the momentum, but the Bucs came ready to play. Quarterback Marcus Correa connects with Sean Snowden, and he carries his team on his back, literally 15 yards for the senior, and the Bucs would finish it off with just a few plays later. Dominic Covington here with a 12-yard touchdown. Milford would go on to score 36 unanswered second-half points as they get a big road win, 52-14. And, I mean, what a win for Milford. We were talking about it before the show in our office, that we've had Buck players texting us all season long before the season started.
Tweeting us.
Yes, tweeting us, excuse me.
No text.
No, oh, sorry. It's the same thing in my mind sometimes. But basically, it's just to not sleep on them and to just tell them, you guys, we're about to make a statement out here. And I think with a win over Laurel, you guys are definitely talking loud. We hear what you guys have been saying. 36 unanswered points in the second half. That's quite impressive.
It says a lot about both teams, actually, this year so far.
Definitely impressive. And speaking of impressive, how about North Carolina? The Bulldogs rolled into this weekend 7-0 and made their second trip this year to County Stadium, this time to take on Bennett. Bennett ran the ball tough in this game all the way through, marched it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Ty King is stopped on 4th down, though, by that North Carolina defense. Bulldogs take it over, and see, this is why they're so dangerous, guys. Next play, Kenny Jackson, member of that 3-headed monster in the backfield North Carolina has, is gone 95 yards, a house call. Once the dogs get rolling, guys, they are hard to stop. That's the whole Bayside for starters. Rodney Thomas in from 20 there. North Carolina stays perfect. They sink the Clippers by a score of 35-7. And although that final score did get kind of ugly, I was impressed by how Bennett played last night. They played North Carolina to a scoreless first quarter. Ty King ran that ball all over the Bulldogs defense, but you have to credit James McCormick, the Bulldogs head coach, and that team. When you're undefeated, you get the bullseye on your back, and you get everybody's best shot. They are getting everybody's best shot and still rolling and taking those punches and winning games.
Yeah, absolutely. Clippers have been one of those pleasant surprises here in the Bayside South, and they're going to have an opportunity to kind of add a couple wins. They got Decatur obviously coming up next week, so we'll see if they can keep that going. Well, Parkside, they were looking to keep that going. Speaking of Decatur, they were taking on that depleted Seahawks squad this afternoon, and the Rams looking for that bounce-back win after a tough loss to Bennett last weekend, and they got off to a good start. Decide to go for it on 4th and 1, and they're going to get a whole lot more than just one. Tavon Downing breaks loose for 37 yards for the house call. Next drive, that is, and it's Trajan Branch this time. He's going to shed a couple tackles and take it in from 25 yards out. 21-0 Parkside at that point, but back comes the Seahawks. Darren McKenzie leads his team down the field and finishes it off with a short touchdown run off the left side. But the Rams are just not going to let this thing slip away. They get another score here from Branch as Parkside. They get the win today, 27-14 the final there.
And Queen Anne's was taking on Y-High last night, and they honored head coach Donnie Gray for his 150 career wins. Absolutely phenomenal there. Now, the Lions look to get another win for their coach. Cal Gardner goes up the gut for a 2-yard score, but back come the Tribe. Barry Gaines Jr. back on the punt to receive it there, and it must be those cleats because look at that boy go down the left sideline. You cannot miss him. Now he's going to take it into the Lions territory, and then just 2 plays later, Jason Patterson goes deep and he throws his hopes in the air, and luckily Caleb Welch was there for the 45-yard score, but the home team showed out for their fans. Tom Bolt breaks through the middle on the QB keeper and takes it 45 yards for the touchdown as Queen Anne's gets the win 47-19.
Woodbridge hosting Indian River for homecoming. Leah Stiles taking down IR quarterback Jake Hudson for the sack. Blue Raiders defense was there all game long. Scoreless first half, second half, Woodbridge comes out rocking. Tariq Reddick in the end zone from 2 yards out, 14-0 Woodbridge. Then the freshman Troy Haynes, watch this kid going deep to his #1 receiver, Bragg Davis, and he is behind the defense for 6 more. Woodbridge all over Indian River to gain some traction in that Henlopen South. They pitch a shutout. They win it 34-0.
All right, well, a good start for football, and we're only halfway there. We're going to pick things up right here after the next break. And coming up next, we're going to talk about Snow Hill. They were taking on Kent County. We'll have those highlights.
This is Pat Griffin, Sussex Tech running back. Raven Nation, baby. You're watching Demo Sports Inside.